Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Aezuriel's kind of fatigue combo recruit warrior thing that we've got here. They had a pretty interesting write-up, and I figure since this isn't a deck that we've ever played before, we have no illusions that we know what's going on. I'm just going to read through the quick introduction that they've posted up on Hearthstone. Once again, if you are watching on YouTube, I always post the links to the Hearthstone deck article, the deck code, down in the description, so definitely go check that out. Jump over and give it a bit of a read, because there's a lot of really good stuff in some of these write-ups. So, Aezuriel says, here's a shell I'm tooling around with that seems to be catching people off guard. It's part recruit, part mech, part dead man's hand control, and stupidly fun to play. Ooh, I like that cell. Got the cell there. Early game, you are simply stalling, drawing and sculpting your hand, and throwing your enemy off your trail while building up armor. Mid game, you are playing to what you've drawn, and late game, you fall back on dead man's hand while doing one of the following: passively letting your opponent mill out and stack up corrupted blood, generating big advantages between Woe Cleaver and Akali, or refilling your hand with Omega Assembly and Dr. Boom's hero power. So we've got a lot of late game pieces there. You know, we've talked about many times before that Control Warrior might not have the late game that we need, especially to compete with a lot of these druids, a lot of these priests, and the busted things that they are doing. But I do like the idea of, you know, getting some Hakar corrupted blood going on whilst we're also trying to fatigue our opponent out. I think that might be a little bit more powerful than normal. And we've got a lot of these kind of like Woe Cleaver shenanigans happening, so we might actually be able to punch through in that kind of mid-late game. But we'll jump into some games and see how this this mix goes. Okay, we are here with Aezuriel's warrior thing. Still not really sure what to call it. Let's have a bit of a look at things. What do we want to try and mulligan for? This is a bit tough. I guess we'll keep an Omega Assembly for early. Maybe we'll keep a Brawl as well. We don't have a lot of early game plays, other than, or we definitely don't have any proactive early game plays. Dynamatic's great here. No Dynamatic's in the deck. Just curious. Alright. So we're just going to be on the armor up plan. A pity that we don't have any damage on us. This could be a great deck for Crystallizer, but there is only the one Battle Rage in there, so it might be okay. Ooh, Kingsbane. How do we match up against Kingsbane? I presume pretty poorly, especially if our opponent gets to Valera, the Death Knight. None of our removal really works, except for Weapons Project.
So many options.
I guess the reason that there's no early game in here is because of Woe Cleaver. Just trying to maximize the Woe Cleaver advantage.
I wonder.
Yep, opponent just doing nothing. Just like us. Did they not draw their Kingsbane? They didn't want to play it? They didn't want to throw some buffs down?
Undead tell no tales.
Weird to coin the raiding party and then do nothing with it.
Light the fuses! Undead tell no tales.
Okay. I'm sure he's doing some stuff. Happy to get some damage on ourselves. I guess we gotta save these dead man's hands. I don't think we need to save them to go infinite. Oh, it begins. We don't need to save it to go infinite, especially against a deck like this. Like we will die eventually. They'll just have a 10 damage Kingsbane and infinite Kingsbanes as well.
I'm so glad.
Missed the discovery. Armor's good though. So we might want to do something like Forge of Souls, Dead Man's Hand. Put another Woe Cleaver in the deck.
I wonder.
Also puts just a lot of cards in the deck. I don't know if those cards are good. Like, I don't know if putting 2 Warpaths in our deck in this matchup is actually going to do much. Well, we better start doing some stuff. I mean, putting another weapons project in the deck is not so bad. We'll try and snag the next full Kingsbane. And this is a deck with vanishes, though, so there's going to be a bit of a weakness of getting these big recruits out.
I wonder.
Though Unduster does make it a little bit more appetizing.
Too soon.
Shiny Finder. Yep. So if they play it again, I think we'll crack it. Also breaks our Blood Razor, which isn't bad.
Take that. Take that.
We'll save this Forge of Souls in case we draw the other Dead Man's Hand, so we can pull out both of the Woe Cleavers. Yeah, we'll do that. Wolfie Hawk, how are you liking the new expansion so far? I'm really enjoying it. I think there's a lot of really interesting cards. I think that the standard of standard of card quality in these last sets has to be pretty high for certain cards to see play, and people will always complain that like, oh look at Odd Paladin, it's only changed 1 card, and oh look at this deck, it changed, you know, 2 cards or something like that. But why is there Garrosh in this deck? Weird. but I think it's really good. I think we've seen some of the card archetypes be pushed a little bit, which is good. Got some interesting new stuff going on, so I think it's a great set, and it's really helped to set up the rotation as well. You know, we might be we're going to lose cards like Firefly and some of those 1-drops, but we're going to be in the Saronite Taskmaster era and the Springport era. And try and make us burn a card. They're just comboing. Sap. Yeah, they're going to make us burn a card. I mean, if we burn her card, that's pretty bad. But that seems pretty low value, losing those saps, especially against this kind of deck. What's the best burn? Maybe Slam? Probably Slam. Shield block, be an okay burn as well.
Another concoction.
Sure.
Take that!
Magic neutralized. Job done.
Not so micro anymore. What if they did a commander type game mode in Hearthstone? Yeah? Maybe? I don't know about that.
Time
What
slips
I guess
by.
when you say what about a commander mode in Hearthstone, are you talking about the aspect of commander that's like pick a leader? You always have access to that and build a deck around it? Or are you talking about multiplayer? Because I think that's often kind of a bit of the two conflicting things. Is some people feel like commander is more about that like difference in deck building, whereas other people are more about like the strictly multiplayer thing. Both. I like the idea of multiplayer Hearthstone in a way. Oh gosh. Oh, what? The Rhino talks?
Job's done.
Alright, see if our opponent has the Vanish, the more saps, stuff like that. Kingsbane though. I'm definitely liking the new meta in Standard. Last few expansions I got really bored in Standard and reverted back to exclusively Wild, but this expansion has renewed my interest in Standard again. That's really great. I think that's exactly what the devs would want. I mean, I think it's still early days. You know, in 3 weeks' time we might be back to either the old Hearthstone, which is like, oh, it's very, very imbalanced, or we might be back to last expansion where it was like, oh, it's too balanced. I'm not having fun, it's too balanced. Well, that's all the sap's gone.
Must choose soon.
That's a good burn.
Take that!
Oh boy. Does it shuffle the copy in? It does. Damn.
Oh, I love that new thing.
Job's done.
I was really hoping it did not shuffle the shadow copy in.
Look! New shinies.
100 cards, no duplicates. I think Singleton is a great idea for Hearthstone. Even like Singleton, no legendaries. I guess it conflicts with how they intended Hearthstone to be. Like, they just wanted it to be kind of fast-paced. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, the appeal of playing Commander or EDH or whatever has always been the multiplayer aspect and the assumed casualness of it. But, you know, in the last 5 to 10 years, you can really look at... Don't sap me. Doomerang. Okay. You can really look at the way that EDH and Commander culture has changed and the amount of, you know, competitive EDH players that there are, which, if you had said that, you know, years ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, who wants to play EDH competitively?
Take that!
Ziliax. I didn't want you. I don't really want to micro bots in case they have Vanish.
Master. Oh, I love that fuse thing.
Come on. Give me that corrupted blood. Not today. And we'll see how many times our opponent can kind of loop this Kingsbane in the next couple of turns. But yeah, I don't think that you can necessarily trust gamers these days to actually take things super casually. So I think that kind of multiplayer, like beer and pretzels element of the game needs, like, you can't replicate that. You can replicate the Singleton decks. You can replicate the, hey, choose a card and you'll always have access to it. I mean, losing that kind of sucks.
Unity, precision.
Come on. 1. So they have 2 Corrupted Bloods in 6 cards. Would love to draw that other weapons project that we shuffled into our deck. Oofa doofa. We might just have to go for Blast Shield Garrosh just to gain enough armor.
And rule its ashes.
Two and 5. Unfortunately, this means that, like, once their deck is all Corrupted Bloods, it means every time they put a Kingsbane in their deck, they'll still draw it every turn.
Drink up me heart.
Ugh. Okay, now we need to draw the weapons project. That's the wrong one. We needed the full armor one. Don't think we have an out here, friends. Unless there's another Ziliax in the deck that I forgot about. Nope. See how many bloods we get. 0. Yeah. Unfortunate. I think that we kind of thought that right at the start, that like, if we give them enough time, like they will. They got the Valera out. They just made the Kingsbane huge. They had a couple of great turns where they, you know, got rid of our Ziliax. They made it really tough for us with the Vanishes as well. All right, against a Warlock. We'll, I think we'll keep the Slam, Shield Slam, and Brawl. I think we can keep that. Yeah, I don't think Hearthstone needs another format. I think Arena and Constructed are both really good. The fact that within Constructed you have both Wild and Standard, and that there's, you know, the weekly Tavern Brawl, which could be Constructed, it could be Limited. It could be you get given your own deck. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Sounds like someone dropped a bunch of junk. This opponent's on even lock, so this Brawl will hopefully be alright. This Shield Slam is going to not be alright though. Yeah, I guess we have the other Shield Slam, so we'll just try and maintain a high armor count. At least for a little bit. This Serrated Shield should be good. But yeah, the fact that like a Tavern Brawl each week could be Constructed or it could be otherwise. The fact that there are interesting things when it comes to Arena as well. Execute. Alright, all that removal's gone, but at least we got rid of the first Mountain Giant. Do they have the second one, though? They do not. Yeah, I think Blizzard do a really good job at like, you know, doing those things like the Tavern Brawls, like the got rid of our Omega Assemblies. Okay. 5/2 weapon. They do a good job at kind of rotating through things, freshening things up. I think the only thing that could be said, I think that what motivates people to try and to think about other formats is that Standard can get stale.
Shields up.
Looking like a good brawl here. Ooh. We might have to hit this Mountain Giant and then Serrated Shield it. But if our opponent's going to play... Not seeing these executes is rough. Bad brawl, yeah. I mean, you get some good ones, you get some bad ones for sure. We warpathing here? I think we're probably warpathing. Or we could... No, we can't Undasta.
I wonder.
I guess we could attack Undasta, get the trigger, Akali, attack. But our opponent is firmly in the driving seat. The driver's seat. The driving seat. The seat that you drive in. That's where they are. Hopefully they don't have Gul'dan. Or have a similarly anemic turn. If we live next turn, we can actually set up something pretty cool.
Job's done.
Where we can like Undasta summons Akali kills something, gets Ziliax or Undasta out of the deck, or the other Akali. That really goofed us. I don't know what we can possibly do now. I mean, it's possible that we got greedy there. Like, trying to set up the dead man's hand. The problem is, if we had gone for the Undasta Akali turn then we don't have much to shuffle back into our deck, especially... I guess we would have the Ziliax that we could Dead Man's Hand back into the deck. So it is possible we just got too greedy there, but it might have also been the line where we had to be greedy in order to try and win, and you know, they just happen to have the Bone Mare, which makes the stats line up really awkwardly. That's 6-8 versus our Undasta being a 7-7. So GG's, well played to our opponent, and poorly played by us.
Victory or death!
Alright, up against a Mage. Probably don't need an Execute early on. Shield block could be alright, especially if it's Tempo Mage. But I think we might... I think Tempo Mage might be a struggle for us, unless we get some specific cards. But it is Odd Mage, so... Yes, we get to compare our late game to the Odd Mage late game.
Hello.
Greetings.
So we got to be careful
Amazing.
of Jaina. We got to be careful of Janalai.
Job's done.
Play shield block here just for mana efficiency. Next turn we can Forge of Souls. Armor up.
Look how it burns!
Then next turn we have access to shield block and maybe armor up. We could drop Blood Razor. They're gonna cycle. No. Ooh, elementals. Something a little bit different. Yeah, very difficult matchup to kind of tell where we're at. I do like that we drew this Garrosh first. It's something that we didn't talk about, but we've talked about a lot before. That really not a fan of these decks that have both of the warrior heroes in them, simply because Garrosh is not good late game and Boom is very good late game. So if you draw them in the wrong order, it can make things quite tough. Hopefully the Scourgelord Garrosh gives us something to do whilst we draw our Dead Man's Hand. So I think this is a pretty ideal kind of hand to send back. These battle rages have been not doing too much.
I wonder.
Now we get the kind of option turn of going for Garrosh, going for Woe Cleaver.
I wonder.
Look how it burns!
Alright, we have every minion in the deck except for Hakar. Is Hakar gonna do much? Jaina?
Do not fear power. Fear those
Oh, these
who wield it.
water elementals are gonna wreck us.
Job done.
Do you have any tournaments coming up? You mean, am I judging any tournaments? Am I playing any tournaments? For the rest of the year, it's pretty clean. I think just going to be trying to play some weekly Keyforge events, maybe. I am trying to organize some like a Magic Arena games, but I won't be playing those. Other than that, it's pretty much all next year. Well, ain't that just interesting?
Face your doom!
We'll just armor up. We don't want to give our opponent any free water elementals or anything. Hopefully their hand is just like flame strikes and blast waves and other such nonsense. Do get an attack off next turn, so hopefully we can draw exactly Dead Man's Hand. Yeah, not that one though. Not that one. Don't have any weapons left in our deck. No way of getting weapons back into our deck either. This might be an opportunity for our opponent to flame strike.
Welcome to the show.
Blast Wave?
Welcome to the
No,
show.
it's double Fire Eater. Yeah, all the big tournaments happening next year, like early next year. Ugh, as if we're the first one to draw a blood. No, I guess it makes sense. Our deck is tiny. Come on, deck. One time. Dead Man's Hand. Off the top.
Spirit of the flame, turn them to ash.
Two Ragnaros. Did they take the Ragnaros or the Jan'alai? Jan'alai. It's not a... It's not what I wanted.
Unity, precision, cruelty.
It's a very tough matchup, I think. Definitely exacerbated by us not hitting any of these Dead Man's Hands.
Reality.
Woven. Weird. So they passed up on the opportunity to get an elemental. Weird. Do I want to play the Piloted Reaper first? Yeah, I think we have to maximize our Word Cleaver hits. Yeah, wow. Why did our opponent play that Blast Wave? Did they really want 10 armor? That badly? Color me confused. Maybe we got another Voodoo Doll coming up.
Spirit of the flame, turn them to ash!
D, insect D. See where this Ragnaros shot lands. Okay.
By my frozen heart.
Ah. What are we doing about this? Do we have a way of... Oh yeah, we can just slam this into it.
You're shivering. Are you afraid?
Didn't I already attack this turn? I thought I already attacked this turn.
You cannot do that.
My calculations are flawless.
I must safeguard the land.
We might be able to get back into this
By
deck
my
with
frozen
a
heart.
Dr. Boom. Yeah, we don't have another Akali in the deck. We'll save the Eternium Rover. Just as another card that we can Dead Man's Hand back into the deck.
Precision. Perfection.
And Zilliax's pretty good, hey? Mechathun's not going to do anything except just be a big minion. Now we never get to attack again, pretty much. Maybe we have to go Eternium over Brawl. Or we're just dead. hanging on barely. Oh, the first corrupted blood. 2 in 7.
My calculations are flawless.
My eyes are open.
Oh my gosh, what can we even draw? Dr. Boom, I guess?
Frozen heart.
I cannot do that.
Job done.
Yeah, I don't think we can get there. No more brawls in our deck. No more attacking with weapons.
I'm burning up.
No more rush minions. Just no more anything. Ooh. Does this do anything? I don't think it does. Well played to our opponent. GG's. Yeah. Oh well. Some pretty kind of bad sequencing there, but overall, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the deck's matching up with what we're expecting. I don't doubt that Aezuriel, you know, they talk about that it's catching people off guard. I don't doubt that that happens, but unfortunately, it just does feel like a deck that needs to sequence things correctly. You know, you need to, you know, be controlling the game quite a lot, get the right dead man's hands off at the right times in order to make sure that you have a lot of late game value, that you've got a second Woe Cleaver in the deck at some point, that you're doing the kind of, you know, Undasta, Akali, Ziliax shenanigans. But if you draw things up in the wrong way, if you get all the minions in your hand and no dead man's hand to put them back in the deck, it can just be a bit of a struggle. So can't say I'd recommend crafting this one, especially as it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legendary deck. But if you do have the pieces and you want to try an interesting warrior deck that's not exactly you know, control like the other decks, or it's not a dragon warrior, maybe give this one a shot and see how you like it. Let me know. Let me know how you go. Anyway, till next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.